Now there's one to start the second hour off. Sarah Vaughan, Fool's Paradise. That is going back a long, long way as we mix the show today with a bit of jazz as well as a bit of classic soul. Absolutely great though. Sarah Vaughan, what a voice. Geraint Barnes joins me on the phone. Good morning, Geraint. Are you there, sir?
Morning, Kerry. How are you?
I think I'm all right, really. Yeah, glad to have you on the show again, and you're quite a regular visitor, really, either in the flesh in the studio here or on the phone. But sounds as though there's another really interesting concert coming up in a couple of weeks' time at Ararat.
Yes. So apologies I couldn't make it in today, but with work being a bit busy,
yeah.
I just couldn't make it down. So apologies. So maybe next time.
Absolutely.
So yes. So the St. Albans Band have got their next concert now coming up on the 20th of July at Ararat Baptist Church.
Yep.
Our amazing concert venue. And thought we'd come on and have a chat and let your listeners know about an amazing evening of music.
It sounds as though it's going to be out of this world. Oh, what a cliche, eh? What a cliche.
Oh, it really is. You know, the band's going to new heights and into the stars at the moment, which is great.
Absolutely.
So our concert on Saturday the 20th of July, we are doing a Space and Beyond theme concert in conjunction with the anniversary of the moon landing.
Right. Okay.
So we've... it's something I've wanted to do for years, and to have the opportunity to now do it this year has been great.
Yeah.
We've got all the amazing classics in there. So we've got music from Star Wars and Star Trek and Apollo 13, and of course we're doing I can't even pronounce the name, but it's the theme from 2001 Space Odyssey.
Oh yes.
The band I can't pronounce it. The band always laugh at me for that one. But we've got a really strong program, and we're actually doing, again, the band have been very lucky over the last few years to do some world premieres. So obviously with yourself, when we did Remembrance, we had a world premiere. Right. We have another one as part of this concert.
Okay.
Pieces being written especially for the band by a band member. And it's called Fly Into Venus. And Charles is one of our trumpet players, and he has written the piece. He's an amazing composer.
Wow!
So we're very lucky to have that in our ranks.
So is this sort of one of the first times that you've actually featured a piece of music that's been written by one of the band members, or have you done it before?
It's not something I've ever done with the band. I don't know if they've ever had it before either.
Right.
So I think it is the first time. So it's really exciting,
isn't it?
You know, when he came to me and asked, you know, if it's something I would consider, and I was like, of course.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, we've been talking about it for several months, and he sent me a couple of drafts to have a listen to, and I was like, oh, this will be interesting. And it really is. But yeah, it's really looking forward to it. We've got a really good night planned. We've got a bit of a special surprise happening on the night as well, which is all being kept under lock and key.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's got something in the program for everyone. You know, and of course we've got a piece called One Small Step, which was written about the moon landing and everything as well. So it really is going to be a great night of music, which, that's, as you know, the band does really well.
They
do.
That's one good thing. And that is one of the lovely things, that it really covers all age ranges, and it genuinely is a family concert in every sense. Every time I've seen and heard the band, you've always played stuff that really has appealed to all different age groups, and obviously space movies. You know, let's be honest, most people I think secretly think, oh, they like a good space movie. And I mean, for many people, of course, they were brought up on the Star Wars series and Star Trek and all those sorts of things. And so, it's going to take them back a few years. But no doubt, obviously, as we've just said, with this modern piece that you're doing by the band member, absolutely right up to date as well.
Yeah, so we've tried to set... the original plan was to have a story of the USS St. Albans taking off. So we've got the 2001 piece to open.
Right.
And our second piece is called Propulsion. So it's literally about a rocket taking off into space.
Okay, yeah.
So then we've got some spacing-inspired pieces after that, I should say.
Understood.
But we're finishing the first half then with a lovely Star Wars selection. So we've got the theme from Mandalorian, the amazing Princess Leia theme, and then we're doing the music from Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Got you.
And then we're finishing the second half with the music from Star Trek Into Darkness, which is just phenomenal. And then obviously the band are going to let loose with their encore, which is the music from Guardians of the Galaxy. It's been great fun, actually. We've been busy rehearsing it since the middle of March.
Yes.
So it's been a manic sort of 14, 15 weeks getting it ready.
Well, I've no doubt. And of course, that is part of the fun, isn't it, of being in the band, that you have, obviously, regular rehearsals, and it just brings everybody together, makes them all feel, I'm sure, very much like one big family.
Yeah, we had the great honour last Monday to take part in the band's history for the first time in the Whitchurch and Tongwyn Lights Festival. So we did an open rehearsal, and we had several people come down and listen, and it was great just to see and get feedback from people what they've thought so far, which was brilliant. You know, people said they can't wait for the concert and stuff, which is great, and they're looking forward to the other concerts this year as well. So the band's on the right direction. I mean, we're heading to our big goal now. So in 2 years' time, we turn 130-year-old. So that's the big celebration for us. So we're busy. Well, I'm busy planning that at the moment. So, but again, it's like we've got this one now, and then we're off the week after. We always have a week off after each concert to have a band social. Yeah. And then it's straight back to it then, ready for our Remembrance and Christmas concert.
Oh, there you are. So as you say, there is no rest.
There isn't actually. And you know, like this year, of course, you know, our Remembrance concert is... Every concert is important, and you know we love every concert we do. For me, our Remembrance is my important one. You know, giving something back to that community.
Absolutely right.
We're doing. We're looking for our Remembrance this year now. Is going to be looking at some music in the second half of D-Day.
Right.
And we've also got a piece of music, and we're very honoured to have it. We had permission off the Royal Marines this year to play a piece that's been written for them about the 200th anniversary of the lifeboats.
Right.
So it was literally, that piece had its debut in March with the Royal Marines in the Albert Hall, and we are playing it in Whitchurch in November.
Wow.
So we must be doing something right.
Well, yes. I mean, obviously, I know you've been involved with the band for a few years now, and clearly it seems to all be going from strength to strength. And I think one of the great things about the band, which obviously I noticed on the concerts that I've been involved in, it's not only the audience then that cover all age ranges, but also obviously the players in the band. I mean, you've got some youngsters, almost school children, playing alongside others who, dare I say it, are quite long in the tooth.
Yes, so we've got Iona, who I'm going to get her age. She's either 10 or 11.
Oh, right.
Plays for the National Children's Orchestra of Great Britain.
Yes.
We're very lucky to have her on oboe. And obviously we have several members in the band who are a bit longer age away than that.
Yes.
But I know from our history of the band, we've got several members in the band who have been long-standing servants of the band.
Absolutely.
40 to 50 plus years in the band, which is just phenomenal. So it's such a great, for me, it's probably the greatest music, apart from when I do my own solo stuff.
Surely.
It's the closest I get to, feeling like a celebrity, so to speak, being in front of this amazing band.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the St Albans band, I think, are known to most Cardiffians, really. I mean, obviously, they've moved around a bit in their time, but, if you were to ask mums and dads or grandparents, do you remember the St Albans concert band? Most people will say, oh, gosh, yeah, they've been going for years, they'll say.
Yeah, because I know part of their history, they were involved heavily in the past with playing the anthems at the Arms Park for the Welsh Games in the past.
Right.
So they've had a very strong history, which, for us to keep that going, it's just an honour for me. And, I see how much fun the players have as well. So
absolutely Absolutely.
So we've got the Remembrance and we got a Christmas concert, which is just party central when that happens, to be honest.
Yes.
So we've got... So with our concert now on the 20th, we do tickets available at the Arc.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, out of our control and out of the Arc, if you want a ticket from the Arc, it is cash only.
Right.
It's £7 for adults and £5 for children and concessions. There are tickets available on the door.
Yes.
We do say try and buy a ticket so you don't miss out on a seat. Because I'm hoping one day we will be at the point where there will be a waiting list to get into Ararat.
Well,
That's
wouldn't
the
it be
long-term
nice?
plan.
Yeah,
It'd be
wouldn't
lovely,
that be nice? Yeah. But I mean,
yes,
as she said, the venue itself absolutely lends perfectly itself for this type of concert, doesn't it? Because obviously the acoustics are really, really first rate, and just the whole ambience, I think, probably of the building just really makes you feel almost like you're stepping back in time in one way, but I mean stepping back in time in a good way too. It seems proper, doesn't it?
It really is, and I mean I've got to give my thanks to Ararat because we approached them about using it as a concert venue, and actually as our home for the band, and they welcomed us with open arms.
Yes.
And to be honest, it took the band to the next level. I mean, our concert now on the 20th, we will have 45 members on the stage. We have several players away, unfortunately, due to holidays and stuff. But we normally have between 45 and 55 players on stage for a concert.
Wonderful.
Which is just phenomenal. It's a very loud sound when they get going, but it's amazing as well. It's, for me, when we get to hear, we're doing Spaceman, Sam Ryder's Eurovision hit as part of the concert.
Oh, I thought you
would.
And
I can't wait to send that to him to say, look, Sam, I will listen to this.
This is our version.
So looking forward to stuff like that. And we've
brilliant.
Like the Star Wars stuff is just great fun to play. I grew up listening to John Williams. And,
yes.
I think it's the closest I'm ever going to feel to being like John Williams, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it just transports people absolutely to another place, doesn't it? And in many cases, another time, because obviously, the Star Wars movies, when they first came out, we were talking sort of middle 70s, late 70s, and so on. Clearly, there's been so many more since, but the work of John Williams, I mean, more than stands the test of time, doesn't it?
Well, actually, it's been quite a good one for us this year with the space program, because next year, for our summer concert, which will be around the similar time in July, we are doing a night at the movies.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll have, again, several John Williams pieces in there. Star Wars will obviously feature quite heavily.
Sure.
We've actually got music from Harry Potter. So, we're really opening up the whole thing of come down, enjoy yourself, relive, the music to take you back to your childhood. We've been looking at some ideas of whether or not we're able to play footage of films up on the screen, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it.
And I guess the thing also, Geraint, is that obviously as the sort of the leader of the band, you obviously want input from the members about ideas for future concerts. But clearly you've got to have your finger on the pulse of the general public as well, haven't you? In that you can't afford to be too elitist with certain types of music, because you've got to pitch it just right, haven't you?
Yeah, so I've always said to our band members, if you think of a piece or an idea, by all means let me know, and if we can do it. And that's how the space program came about. It came from a suggestion of a band member. And people will say to me, oh, well, wouldn't it be good if we could do this? And I'll go, yeah, it would be, but I don't think that would work to the public. Having like a whole night of one classical composer, for example.
Sure.
So we've always got to try and pitch it quite well. So the plan we actually came up with at the beginning of the year was we would do a general concert every March.
Right.
From classical to pop music. We'd have a themed concert every July, and we got our Remembrance and our party concert then for Christmas. So it's something for everyone then. But then we've had people come to us since saying, obviously next year we're going to do the film. The year after that, the Summer Olympics are on. Could we do an Olympic themed concert? Or I was like, so there's always ideas out there. And,
well, that's right.
Which is, and then I have an awkward part then of trying to put, a 2-hour concert program together.
Yeah, well,
so
the buck stops with you, doesn't it, Geraint? That's the thing, as the conductor and the leader.
Yeah, but I enjoy it as well.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't do it otherwise. It's I regularly spend most of my spare time from work sat surrounded by music and listening to pieces and going,
yeah.
I like that, don't like that, I like that. how can we get that to work?
And of course, we should also mention that, I mean, you're a very, very talented trumpeter in your own right. And I'm guessing you're still getting the chance to do a couple of solo gigs?
Yeah, so I'm up in Blaenavon Railway now in 2 weeks' time for the Transport Festival. So
Okay.
I'm the entertainment for that.
Lovely, lovely.
Taking a bit of a back step with it this year because with band and a few other projects as well. I'm trying some new avenues. So I've joined an amateur dramatic society in Pontypridd.
Oh, right.
So I'm doing an event with them later this year, which will be great fun.
Yeah.
But I've joined the Welsh TV and Film Orchestra that are based in Newport. So they, as the name sounds, play loads of film music. So that's taken up a nice chunk of my time as well. But to be honest, I've gone from being very busy to having the nice balance of everything now.
Well, it's important to get that because, again, I know you do have a long-suffering wife as well, who you obviously you have to give some time to her as well.
Well, yes, because and of course we've added to the family over the last few weeks because we rescued a greyhound recently, so he's taking up a lot of our time as well.
Oh, goodness me!
Had him from Greyhound Rescue Wales,
right?
One of the charities to my heart.
Yeah.
Wow. And so it's just everything's 100 miles an hour, but in the best way possible, which is always good.
Excellent. Well, listen, Geraint, it's been great fun having a little chat again, and obviously we'll talk again, I'm sure, in the not too distant future. But we're always pleased to hear from you on the show here on Come On In about your endeavours with the band. Please give all of the members my very, very best wishes, and hopefully I shall try and get along to the concert in a couple of weeks' time at Ararat. It would be nice to be sat there in the audience rather than be over in the corner looking at all the notes and thinking, oh heck, what have I got to do next? And trying not to make too many mistakes. But all power, as I say, to your elbow and to the band. And obviously I look forward to hearing more from you when you've got more to tell me.
Thank you very much, Kerry. And again, on behalf of the band, thank you so much for coming on board as our compere for Remembrance.
Yeah,
because,
pleasure.
You know, one of the biggest feedbacks we get is the knowledge that you part to our audience and to the band is second to none. So we really do appreciate it.
I mean, I don't know too much about it. You might be going a bit over the board there, really, with it, Geraint. I mean, I just try and do my bit, and I also, of course, try to follow the notes that you give me as well. But it is great fun, and I mean, it's an honour to be involved, as you say, with the Remembrance event, absolutely. But best of luck, as I say, in a couple of weeks' time now for your trip to outer space.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much, Kerry. Speak to you soon.
Super. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you soon.
Cheers, Geraint. And we'll say cheerio to Geraint, and we'll have a little wander down to A Place in the Sun with Stevie Wonder.